As a salesperson, I had a territory that I was trying to build from next to nothing. And there was one orthopedic group. I sold medical supplies, sold orthopedic supplies. And I had one group in the entire state that I was zeroed in on. I had to get this group of doctors, 10 doctors in an orthopedic office. Not only did they have their office, they also worked at a lot of the hospitals. If I could get them, it would open up for me in sales. I tried for almost a year to get an appointment with them just to talk to them, just to sell them. A year, just stopping by, asking for an appointment, asking for time. Couldn't get it. Finally, sure, come on in and bring us lunch. I'm like, wait, what? It's almost like asking out the girl that you didn't think you could have a date with in high school. They're like, sure, I'll go out with you. Like, me? You're gonna let me have a chance here? Okay, all right. So I'm excited about this meeting. Made sure that I had lunch delivered, brought in all the right product, practiced my sales pitch, went through all my marketing materials. And I'm standing in a conference room, all my stuff's laid out, food's over on the side, and in walks the 10 doctors. And in the process of this meeting, I'm presenting all the products, one of them, one doctor. We all have that person. If the person's in this room, please don't point them out, but we have that one person that's just difficult. Too much laughter. You're like, do you know anybody like that? I don't. Weird. One doctor, the entire meeting long, he was throwing out medical terms, trying to get me off my game. He didn't like me for some reason. And I didn't have the pink jacket at the time, so it couldn't have been that. But he didn't like me for some reason. He wanted to get me off my game. He wanted to poke holes in everything I was saying. I was waiting for him to say, how does this affect my medulla oblongata? I would be like, I watched The Water Boy. That's your brain. That's nothing to do with orthopedics. But this guy rode me the entire meeting, would not let up. So at the end of the presentation, I had given them a book that had all of our products in it. And at the very end of it, it had our pricing sheet. Now, I wanted this account so badly that I contacted our contracts department, our pricing department in our headquarters, and said, I have to have our absolute lowest price. I just have to. I'm not even going to have a question. There's not going to be a conversation about this. So I presented them with this book, and I gave them the pricing sheet. And I said, hey, just to let you know, because I'm very thankful that you've allowed me to come in today. I've been working to get in front of you all for almost a year. I wanted to make sure that I knocked this opportunity out of the park. I have provided you a full pricing list that is below our lowest national price because I want your business that bad. I knew on the back end I would make volume like crazy, both with your office and with the hospital. The one guy looks at the sheet, closes the book, throws it across the table, says, judging from that watch you have on your wrist, you can do better than that. Looks like you're doing pretty good for yourself. I looked down, I had a Rolex on. What he didn't know was that my grandfather had given me that Rolex for my college graduation. I didn't buy it. I was a 24-year-old struggling salesperson in Iowa. Think I'm going to roll out on a Rolex? I don't think so. But I looked down at that watch, and at that moment, I had the decision to make. I had an angel and a devil on my shoulder the entire time. The angel's like, keep your mouth shut. Just let this guy, just ignore him, just ignore him, just ignore him. We'll call the confident one the devil. And the devil said, no, stand up for yourself now. I took the watch off, and as he threw the book at me, I took the watch and rolled it down the table at him. I said, if you can give me my grandfather back, you can have that watch. You want to guess how many shades of white he went? All of them. One of the other doctors turned, looked at him and said, you can leave now. Kicked him out of the room. And I'm sitting there, and my heart's beating now thinking about it. My heart was in my chest. But I finally had enough. I hate bullies. I hate bullies of all shape and form. And that guy was bullying me, and I had had enough. They wound up giving me the business. They apologized profusely. And I walked out of there mentally exhausted, emotionally exhausted, still mentally kind of fist pumping a little bit. I got in my car, took a deep breath, picked up my phone, called my grandfather. And I said, I owe you an apology. And he said, well, what for? My grandfather is still to this day one of the best businessmen I've ever met. And he said, what for? I explained to him what happened, told him the whole scenario, left the part that I said he was dead till the end. And he said, well, did you get the sale? I said, yes, sir. He goes, well, screw that guy. Celebrate yourself.